New Syllabus Mathematics Book 1 updated 7th edition, chapter number 2, Integers and Order of Operations. Exercise 2b, question number 8. A city is located at a height of 138 meters above sea level, while a town is at a height of 51 meters below sea level. Represent the altitude of the town using a negative number. Hence, find the difference in altitude between the city and the town. Now here is the model of the given statement. You can see the height of the city, which is 138 meters above sea level. This right here is the sea level. The town is also illustrated in the model and is 51 meters below sea level. Since the altitude of the town is 51 meters below sea level, we usually denote it using a negative number. Therefore, the altitude of the town using a negative number is negative 51 meters, which is the answer to the first part of the question. The second part of the question is to find the difference in altitude between the city and the town. To find the difference, let's take another look at the model. We are calculating the difference between the altitude of the town and the height of the city, which is 138 meters. This difference can be calculated by subtracting the altitude of the town from the altitude of the city. Therefore, difference equals altitude of the city minus altitude of the town. The altitude of the city is 138 meters. I will subtract the altitude of the town, which is negative 51 meters, from the altitude of the city. We have 138 meters subtract negative 51 meters. Since subtracting a negative number is the same as adding the positive value, the expression simplifies to 138 meters plus 51 meters equals 189 meters. Therefore, the difference in altitude between the city and the town is 189 meters. Question number 9. Using the number line, find the difference between negative 2 and positive 3. To find the difference between negative 2 and positive 3, let's look at the number line provided in the question. First, I will locate negative 2, which is 2 units to the left of 0, and then I will locate positive 3, which is 3 units to the right of 0. Now, if you count the number of divisions from negative 2 to positive 3, there are a total of 5 divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's do it mathematically. To find the difference between negative 2 and positive 3, I will subtract negative 2 from positive 3. Since subtracting a negative number is the same as adding a positive value, the expression simplifies to 3 plus 2 equals 5. Therefore, the difference between negative 2 and positive 3 is 5 units on the number line. The second part of the question is, the figure below shows a timeline for BC and AD. For example, 2 BC stands for 2 years before Christ, and 3 AD stands for 3 years Anno Domini, which means in the year of the Lord, that is, after Christ was born. What is the main difference between the timeline for BC and AD and the number line? A timeline showing BC before Christ and AD Anno Domini is structured around the birth of Christ as the central point. The years in BC count backward toward 1 BC, while the years in AD count forward starting from 1 AD. Here is a simple timeline illustrating BC and AD. There is no year 0 in this system. The transition is directly from 1 BC to 1 AD, while the number line represents continuous values including 0. So the main difference is 0. The timeline illustrating BC and AD does not have a 0, while the number line has a 0. Third part from this question is, how many years are there between 2 BC and 3 AD? As the timeline illustrating BC and AD does not have a 0, so let's count the number of years between 2 BC and 3 AD. I have marked 2 BC and 3 AD on a timeline, so here is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Therefore, there are 4 years between 2 BC and 3 AD. Fourth part from this question is, Think of another real-life example that is similar to the timeline in the second part but different from the number line in the first part. A real-life example similar to the BC and AD timeline but different from a standard number line is the example of a company founding timeline, which is divided into before establishment BE and after establishment AE of the company. For example, if a company was founded in the year 2000, then events before establishment BE are founder's idea, -3 BE means 3 years before establishment. Initial planning, -2 BE means 2 years before establishment. Founding planning, -1 BE means 1 year before establishment. Here, a negative sign indicates the event before establishment of the company. And then, events after establishment AE. First sale, 1 AE means 1 year after establishment. Expansion, 2 AE means 2 years after establishment. Expansion to the new markets, 3 AE means 3 years after establishment. Like the PCAD timeline, this system centers around a key reference point, the company's founding, with events occurring before and after it.